Dundee United hoping they won't be renewing the close relationship they had with relegation last season. Dundee looking to add results to entertainment. Life after Jason DeVos for United. Danny Griffin is back for replacement and the new skipper. Craig Easton suspended and Jim McIntyre making his competitive debut alongside Derek Lilly. Dundee's young Georgian Zura Kishnishvili was fit enough to play. Javier Artero missed out and Fabian Caballero started the season with a suspension, allowing Stephen Milne to start. The best of the action with Paul Mitchell.
Sara wins the ball for Dundee, tries to knock it across. Carranza read the run of Morocco, real chance for Morocco! It was lovely play by Dundee and it was great vision by Peter Carranza. He read the run perfectly of Marcelo Morocco and Morocco advanced into the box, but he couldn't put his shot on target. Charlie Miller had his feet taken from him. Play on, said the referee, it's dangerous. Ball over the top, Jim McIntyre is onside. McIntyre on his Dundee debut goes down. Jamie Langfield's in trouble. Jim McIntyre's gone down. Langfield claims he's injured, but it won't surprise me if Jamie Langfield will be sent off, and that will mean Paul Mathers will have to come on for Dundee, and this could change the whole complexion of the game. So on his debut, Jim McIntyre causing all sorts of problems, beating the offside trap. Jamie Langfield is about to learn his fate, and his fate is only yellow. Well, the Dundee United fans not impressed at the colour of the card. They are impressed with the fact they have a penalty kick. So Charlie Miller against Langfield. The noise goes up a level here at Tannadice. Charlie Miller hits the crossbar. Dundee clear, and the stand below me shakes as the Dundee fans now celebrate. Charlie Miller scored 6 times in 28 games last year, misses from the penalty spot after 21 minutes. Just read by Partridge, and United come once more. Partridge goes past Romano, he's got Smith, gets the cross at McIntyre with a header, breaks in the back post. Well, he may have missed from the spot, but he doesn't miss from inside the 6-yard box. And Charlie Miller puts Dundee United ahead on the Tayside derby after half an hour. It's Dundee United 1, Dundee 0. It was a great move down the left-hand side after an ambitious pass from defence. The ball came across from Partridge, the nod came on, and Charlie Miller was waiting at the back post to give Jamie Langfield no chance. Lilly against Kishonishvili. Lilly holds off. Good crossover, headed high in there. Langfield will shout for that. Long ball forward, Juan Sara. The ball breaks for him. Could be a chance for Sara. Clinical finishing by Juan Sara, and once more his message is clear. United's lead lasted less than 3 minutes, and Juan Sara with a clinical piece of finishing. It was a long ball through, it got in behind the Dundee United defence, lashed out with his right foot, and it's one apiece. Morocco plays it forward onto Milne. Romano with the angled ball. Good break for Sara. Sara with a header. There's a chance! I said he'd been quiet in the game, but he bursts into life and scores from 3 yards out. Gavin Ray tucks the ball away, and Dundee are ahead. Bucking into Lilly. Lilly onto Hannah. Tracked by Ray. Dundee proving hard to get past. Patterson's trying it, he gets past Barry Smith. Thinks about the cross, gets it over. Jim Hamilton with a header! Jim Hamilton from almost the penalty spot. Rosewell just couldn't direct it on target. It was great play out wide on the left-hand side by Jim Patterson. He's made a difference since he came on. Left-footed cross, but Jim Hamilton rising up but couldn't put the ball on target. Carranza inside McCunney. Play on, says the referee. Dundee still have the ball. Barry Smith. Ball back with Nimzadze. Play on. Fair challenge by Hannah. Nimzadze loses out. And then the long ball forward finds only Kishanishvili. Hamilton does well. The ball breaks again to Jim Hamilton. Could be United's last chance. Fires it across. Knocked away by Walter Del Rio. And was it held in by Langfield? No. It's Roddy Cobb saying that the ball had gone out, and the assistant referee indicates that it's a corner kick. Ball swung in. The header! Jim Hamilton does it for Dundee United, and United rescue a point. There's fans on the pitch, which we do not want to see in Scottish football, and one wonders what the referee's going to do about that. But in terms of the game, Jim Hamilton has pulled it back for Dundee United. Jim Hamilton, only 2 goals last year, celebrates his first of the season. He's saying, off the pitch please. Well, these are scenes that are bound to spark inquiries. You can understand the joy of the Dundee United fans, but you cannot say their actions are correct in coming onto the pitch. Jim Hamilton has pulled it all back. Dundee United 2, Dundee 2.
So Ivano Bonetti must have thought he was starting the season with 3 points, had to settle for 1. Here's what he said.
But I mean, obviously, when you are winning for 2-1 and the match is finished, you know, you can imagine when the other side he got a chance to score and they're done. So, but 2-2, and I believe in the end of the day, probably is a good result for both, for the town, and then we know that we had done some stupid mistake, but we got to see and check and then prepare the next match.
Fair's fair, he said. Is he looking for a nomination for Best Supporting Actor there, Jim? Because his players were raging, weren't they?
Oh, they were. I mean, you could see Del Rio, but you know, he was trying to tell the referee that it was time up when they got the corner. I mean, I think they're entitled to be furious about that, you know, playing the extra time on there. But as he says, it's probably a good result for that town. People were complaining that they were starting off with the derby, which I found strange because I think it's a great fixture to start the new season. And, you know, if they've got a point each, well, it's not damage limitation, isn't it?
Let's look again, Eric, at the end of the match. 1 minute stoppage time was apparently allocated. The goal went in 90 seconds into added on time, so you can understand why Dundee aren't best pleased with this.
You can certainly understand the frustration. As Jim says here, the game's just about over at this point. It's a brave tackle. It's a lovely ball in, actually. They defend it reasonably well. I'm not sure that the ball's actually out at this point. It's difficult for us to see, obviously, from this angle, but Jamie Langfield obviously didn't think the ball had crossed the line.
He was pretty convinced he'd kept that in, wasn't he? And that's Walter Del Rio telling Dougie McDonald that it's time up already.
He's well over.
I'm amazed the referees, and you know, Jim Hamilton finishes that off, and you can understand the supporters' utter joy and jubilation here. Always also relief in coming onto the pitch, but Dundee United will be punished for that because they can't, you know, the authorities can't ignore that. I mean, although there was no malice intended, just relief and joy at getting a point. But I'm surprised, you know, the referees. I was accused of one of the referees after one of these programmes last season. It was Willie Young, I think, who stays in, you know, I think he's kept in the attic in between matches. He said I didn't know the laws of the game. The referees don't even know how to tell the time.
But Dundee, obviously, not happy with the way things went there at the end. And they've lost a lot of late goals, haven't they, in their time, Eric?
Yeah, they have. They'll be disappointed there. I think Bonetti said that the game probably deserved to be a draw. But I think Alex Smith will probably be the happier manager.